Good morning, everyone. Pest control time. You guys see two J-dubs over there, two male, which is great because usually they have the sisters at the cart. Give him hell, mate. Good morning, everyone. Actually, let's see, it's 9 a.m. here, and this is my morning voice. I literally rolled out of bed like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago or so. King from UK. Okay, so there are two J-dubs out there, and like, since I do this often, I sound to myself anyway like a broken record. So instead, let's see if you guys can come up with something clever to sort of get the discussion started. But I don't know, should I show them my camera or should I like try to hide the camera? Which do you guys prefer today? Let's see. Sylvian from France. Hello. Mexico. Hide the camera. Hide. Wow. Everybody wants me to hide the camera. See, the only thing with hiding the camera is I would have to do this. And I am getting a message saying the orientation is locked. Rotate device back. See what I mean? And so if I hold the camera upright, then obviously they will know that I'm recording them. That's the problem. Uh-oh. Oh no, are they leaving? Oh no, they're leaving, guys. Why are they leaving? Did they recognize me or something? Great Scott. Oh my God, they're actually leaving. Hey, are you guys Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Adrian. Are you guys done with your shift for today?
Yeah, heading out.
Heading out?
Yeah.
I just had a quick question.
No, not with your video on, sir.
Yeah,
We know about you.
Yeah,
We know all about you.
Oh, you know all about me?
We know enough about.
You know enough about...
Yeah, you've been to our place.
Oh,
So do you want us to video you?
which one was that? Sure, I don't mind. Which place was that? Which Kingdom Hall? I don't remember. I mean, I'm a born-in, so I've been to many Kingdom Halls. Are you an elder?
I think you were at the South Kingdom Hall there about 2 months ago, and you were recording the meeting,
That's right.
and you said that you were not, but you actually were. Your live
Yeah,
stream.
well, I mean, I don't...
So you lied
yeah.
to us.
Well, I mean, you guys are...
You lied to us.
Yeah.
You could have said we were recording it.
Right, and then what? You guys would have kicked me out? I mean, what is it that you guys are hiding? You guys don't need to hide anything. I mean, right? Bye. That's amazing, guys. They recognize me from, remember that one video of me recording in the Kingdom Hall for like 45 minutes? Hey, brother, how are you?
Please turn that away from me, please.
Man, I can't believe you guys just packed up that quickly and are leaving. You guys supposed to be like the pillars in the congregation, elders, man. Why are you guys running away? I mean, you guys shouldn't be hiding anything, right? You guys need to reform the 2-witness rule, man. It's messing up a lot of people, okay? Wow. Holy smoke. Pest control, you guys. That was a little too quick for my liking. And there he goes. There goes one of them, and the other one is about to leave. So, any hoots. What can I... That was fast, Stacy. They're afraid of me. Why are they afraid of me? The other guy is just sitting in the car. Oh, he's leaving now. Oh man, that sucks. We won. Yeah, I'm not even an elder and I have some power. Go figure. So what should we do, guys? Should I go to Starbucks, have coffee with like 37 of you? I'm famous, right? That's amazing. They caught sight of me while I was still sitting in my freaking car, and they started packing up before like I even got out of the car. That was just crazy. Oh well. Actually, before I came on live, you guys, I was sort of like driving around looking for the J-Dums and I couldn't find any. So I was quite happy to see these two brothers because, as you guys know, if you watch my videos, that I especially have a thing against elders or ministerial servants or what have you. Usually, if they are sisters, I'm a little bit more not as aggressive, I guess you could say. But um, here we are. I mean, I don't know if any other carts nearby. I mean, this is Sunday morning and I already like drove around and they were like the only ones that I came across. But anyway, I guess while we have a little time, is there anything about myself that you guys would like to know about? Any questions? I know I don't put myself on video. Perhaps in the future I will, but not at the moment. Reason why basically is that my wife does not want me to be out there. She was never a Jehovah's Witness, and she told me that I can go ahead with my activism so long as I don't basically expose them. And so that's really why I don't do it. Let's see. Same as my wife, yeah. Stay anonymous. Yeah, like I said, for now. Adrian, watch out for backstabbers, both JW and X. Yep. Any questions for me? I know I haven't posted a video of my entire story. It's something that I'll do at some point in the future, but... Wow, no questions. Okay. Oh, Facebook? No, from Cali, yeah, Southern California. What woke you up? What woke me up was... Okay, for me to answer a question, you guys, you'll sort of have to hold off on the other questions, otherwise I'll just miss a whole bunch of them. So I guess first off, what woke me up was at the age of 25, I had a quote-unquote girlfriend that I met online. This was back in 95 when the internet was just becoming popular. And I was kept so busy. Again, I'm a born-in, and I was sort of like this hardcore J-Dum that did everything from the RBC. I was a ministerial servant for 7 years, did unassigned territory. I was like fully engrossed in this world. But not only was I fully engrossed in this world, I was born in Belize, Central America, and in a small town of probably no more than 2,000 people. And most of the people there were Catholics or Anglicans, and only about, I don't know, I would say 40 or 50 Jehovah's Witnesses. So, being a Jehovah's Witness, no matter what part of the world you are, you're already sort of this, you're insulated. So I was already insulated being a Jehovah's Witness from that point of view, but also on top of that, the culture where I was living made me super, super insulated. People hated the Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, the small town, like whenever we would go preaching, I would come across my teachers, my friends, you name it, right? So embarrassing. My older brother, who's 3 years older than I am, he hated it so much he would literally get sick A lot of times he would have to be at home, um, because he would be so sick. He didn't want to face his, friends or teachers or anything like that. But me being younger, I had to go with my parents and stuff. So that was embarrassing. And then on top of it, we were persecuted physically. People would like curse us out, hose us with water, dumping the pee, the poop, throwing stones. So that was basically the environment that I was raised in. And because of the indoctrination, it really just sort of hardened me as a Jehovah's Witness to the point where I was totally convinced that this must be the truth, yada, yada, yada. So, anyway, fast forward to my family moving to California. I came with the same mentality, right? And so I just basically focused like hardcore into the organization because now I have all these other temptations around me, being that I'm here in the big city now in LA. So yeah, I just basically focus 110% within the organization. So at the age of 25 was when I first had this quote unquote girlfriend that I met online. We met in a chat room, mind you, a Jehovah's Witness chat room back in 95. And she was in Ohio, I'm here in LA. And, we talked for, I don't know how many months, probably 6 or 7 months. At which point she decided to come visit me in LA. And she did. I was just excited to basically have a girlfriend because I had never dated or anything, um, because we were always told that, don't even think about dating unless, you're ready to get married. So I wasn't ready to get married, or so I thought. So I'm like, no way. But anyway, so I saw this person, this JW girl, a total of 3 times in the span of 2 years, okay? So obviously at 25, I sort of skipped the whole teenage thing of, kissing a girl, blah, blah, blah. So we sort of went a little far, but, we didn't go all the way, mind you, but enough to sort of made us feel guilty. um, and because of that, we we told the elders. And for you guys, I mean, if you guys are all ex-J dubs, you'll understand that, they make you feel guilty if you were to do something that you're not supposed to, because they tell you, oh yeah, your prayers will be hindered, so you shouldn't hide anything. Well, so that's what we did. We told the elders, um, and that sort of kickstarted a series of meetings with me. I had a total of 4 meetings, okay, with the elders. We were made to feel guilty for just kissing. Yeah. Um, so to answer your question, which was what made me wake up, the answer is the way the elders treated me in those meetings. It was anything but loving. Um, it was it was shocking, the way they treated me. It was so shocking that it really it messed me up for a long time. The questions that they asked was so gross, it was so intimate, it was so detailed. And it wasn't just, 1 or 2 questions for the entire 3 or 4 meetings that I had with them. It was practically in every meeting they would ask the same personal questions. I mean, questions such as, did she enjoy it? How many fingers? How deep? I mean, questions that was so shocking and repulsive that it made me sick. My family would see me. I was like literally depressed after that experience. And so it really, really shook my world. Everything that I thought the elders to be was shaken, and I was confused. I was disoriented. I was all of it. Um, so I told my dad, who was an elder at the time, that I just don't understand why they would treat me the way they have. I mean, this is the first really mistake that I've made in my 25 years of being a Jehovah's Witness and all this good stuff. My dad was like, son, to be honest with you, even if you appeal their decision, but by the way, their decision was to go ahead and disfellowship me, right? For not even having sex, but for everything else. Um, my dad was like, yeah, in his experience, even if you appeal it, they will uphold the original decision. But I figure, it's my last, it was really my last resort. So I went ahead and appeal it. So in my appeal, this time I had 10 elders. So three of the original elders were there in the room, and they invited seven other elders from neighboring congregations. But mind you, these other seven elders, they were already influenced by the original three. So they already knew my story and yada, yada, yada. And of course, it's a boys' club, so they sort of have to support each other. So after, again, for the fourth time, pouring out my heart, letting them know that I was really sorry, it would never happen again, that, I was breaking up with this girl. Like, I just went the whole 9 yards to sort of let them know that, hey, I made this bad mistake, this terrible thing, you know, um, after all that, after going through that whole traumatic experience again, they decided to upheld the decision to disfellowship me. Um, so they disfellowshipped me. I was crushed. I was heartbroken. I was depressed. At the time, I didn't think I was depressed because I always grew up to think that people who are depressed are weak-minded, and all that stuff. But, in hindsight, I was depressed. At the time, I was still living with my parents at 25. So after work, I would literally come home, go straight to my room, and lock myself up, and basically do a lot of crying, really. Um, and so I was so shy. I was so embarrassed, for being this fellowship, that I could not continue attending the Kingdom Hall where my parents attended and the Kingdom Hall where I knew everyone. So what I did was I started attending different congregations or different Kingdom Halls. And I think I did that for 6 or 7 months. After which I turned in a letter to my original elders saying that, I would like to be reinstated. And at that point, you know, I had not done any real research on anything regarding the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was still heavily indoctrinated. All I knew at that point was something was terribly wrong, and I just didn't know what it was. But all I knew was, being that I'm Belizean, I love my family. Family ties is very, very, very strong. And I obviously knew that I had to be reinstated to continue to have some sort of relationship with my family. I turned in my letter. The first letter that I turned into the elders, they said, it was rejected. They said that it's too soon, that they need to give it a little bit more time, but just continue to go to the meetings, which was also another blow to me, actually, because when you're disfellowship, you're a loner, you've never had any friends in the world or anything like that, and your world was turned upside down. 6 months is a really long time. So I was like really, really hurt when they said that they needed more time. So I gave it another 2 months. So at this point, it's been 8 months since being disfellowshipped. And this entire time, I think I was in full depression mode. And my family saw it because, again, I was still living at home with them. I would literally just come home, lock myself up, or just, be at work for as long as possible so that I wouldn't have to face them. Because this entire period, you guys, whenever my mom would see me, she would literally just cry. um, sorry, guys. And to be honest, she's still crying. Uh, yeah, I'm okay. Sorry. um, I mean, I was really, really close with my mom. I mean, I was the type of kid that would always be hugging my mom, kissing her, telling her I love her. That was me. That was who I was. So, so I know that my mom still cries in her heart because I have two older brothers. My eldest brother is he's a missionary. He's a missionary in Thailand with his wife. He's been there for probably 6 years now, and my second eldest brother, he's a ministerial servant. Um, he's never ever had a girlfriend. He's never been married. Um, and I think that he might be gay. I think he's a closet gay, but of course he cannot come out and say anything. I actually have about 6 family members that are gay. They all came out. The first person that I know of is my grandpa. My mom's dad. I need to get it together so I can talk. Sorry. Let me look at some of your messages. Take a second here. Bob Smith, I have a ton of lesbian, gay folks. My family. Hugs. Adrian, we're here for you. Thank you. Breathe. Deep breath. Yes. I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is. Does your parents want to see your kid? They do. Thank you. We love you. We're here for you. Thank you. Um, so I paused at my second oldest brother. Like I said, I think he's gay, but he the house that my parents live in, my brother owns it. The one that I think is gay. So again, we're all born-ins, and I just think he's afraid to actually come out. Um, and there's more to say about him, but I don't think that this would be an appropriate forum to say it. Needless to say, I have two younger sisters as well. I'm the middle child. And they're both married to Jehovah's Witnesses. I think they're both ministerial servants, or by now they might be elders, not sure. So there are five of us. Um, I went on for so long, you guys, I don't even remember what question I am answering at this point. I think, let's see, what woke me up? What was that? Whoever just commented, it just disappeared off my screen. So anyway, going back to the fact that I have 6 gays in my family, um, my mom, she never told us kids anything really. I just thought I was being raised in this perfect little family, stuff like that. These things I didn't find out until much later. I must have been like, gosh, my early 20s, when she told us all this stuff. um, and I have nothing against, gays or anything like that. But it's just amazing how I thought that I was being raised in this perfect little family. But families just tend to they just seem to have so so much secrets. I mean, it's just amazing to me. Even on my wife's side, and they were never Jehovah's Witnesses. It just seems like families have so many dark secrets. Well, not maybe dark, but just secrets. I went off track. I forgot what my point was. But yeah, basically I came from a super strong, spiritually strong, quote unquote, family. My parents are both regular pioneers, as we speak. I was really super close. I think out of all the kids, I was the closest to my mom. So whenever I think of my mom and the way she perceives me now, it really, really hurts. Um, just to remember how she was when I was able to see her. She had this certain sadness. And of course, I know in my heart of hearts why she have this certain sadness to her. It's because of me. I'm the only child that is no longer a Jehovah's Witness, okay? I remember as a kid, I must have been 10 or 11, we were still living in Belize. This one day, we were standing at the door looking out, and it was just me and my mom. And my mom pointed to this one gentleman that was walking down the street, and she said, Adrian, you see that guy there? I said, yeah. She said, he's disfellowshipped. I'm like, what does that mean? She said, it means that he doesn't love Jehovah anymore. And I hope, that you never become a person like him, okay? And I said, I promise you, Mom. I mean, I didn't know what the hell I was promising my mom, but I said, I promise you, Mom, I'll never be disfellowshipped. But that's why I hate this organization so much. They say that they don't baptize kids, babies, actually. But they capture the mind of kids, and then they hold them to this long life contract. And once that kid grows up and have a mind of their own and choose to leave, they make you pay. They make you pay dearly because they keep the one thing that is truly valuable in life, which is your family. And that's why my hatred runs so deep for this organization. Yeah, so so that was my waking up. I got disfellowshipped over petty things with my then quote unquote girlfriend, who I saw in the span of 3 times in the span of 2 years. um, and that time away from the constant, you know, going to the meetings, preaching, studying, and all that, and just the whole traumatic experience of dealing with the elders was it wasn't something that woke me up overnight. My waking up, if you were to talk to my wife, was a painfully slow one, you guys. My indoctrination ran so freaking deep. I mean, it was in every fiber of my being, you know? I mean, it literally, after I dared to start questioning things in my own head, it literally took me 5 years after, I would say, fading away to start researching online. Um, the first thing I did was I examined the Bible, did research in the Bible, and I started questioning God, and if this God is an all-loving God, why does he choose to do things the way he does? You guys know that I have a 9-year-old kid, and I've always said that as a father, I would do whatever it takes, to protect my child at all cost. And when I think of a heavenly Father sitting in heaven, having the power, saying that he wants to help us, but yet he does nothing, the logical brain that this God gave me cannot reconcile this. So after doing the whole studying the Bible, studying the history, studying the documents, Dead Sea Scroll, everything, I started for the first time allowing myself to look at apostate stuff. Um, I remember looking at a PDF version of Crisis of Conscience online, and even 5 years on, you guys, I still had sweaty palms. I was in my own house at that point. I was still looking behind my shoulders. Is anybody looking at me? Am I gonna get caught for looking at this stuff? Like, I had this fear. Like, it was still gripping me. I couldn't shake it. I still tried to pray at that point to Jehovah. It wasn't regular. I would still pray here and there. My prayers would go something like this: Jehovah, if you're out there, please do something that I can physically see. I mean, I'm a very, very visual guy. And I think if Jehovah is out there, he would know this. So I would say, can you please do something physically, visually, for me to see, to know that you're there and that you're hearing my prayers. Um, this one night, just laying in bed, it was pitch dark, and I was deep in prayer, and I was like, perhaps I took for granted that I was born into this religion, and I never got to know you personally. I go, but I want to know you, Jehovah. I want to know you personally. Can you reveal yourself? I go, and I'll wait. But I need to know now, because if I don't get confirmation one way or the other, I said I will lose all faith in you for good. And that night I waited in bed, couldn't sleep, and it was just, I don't know, the darkest dark I guess anyone could ever experience. There was just this silence, this nothingness. And for me, that was my answer, you guys. I know I have a lot of subscribers that are Christians, and I've had many, many battles, many discussions over the years with Christians. And so on my channel, or whenever I approach the carts, I don't really care at this point in my life to talk about the Bible to anyone. I feel like I've wasted 35 years of my life playing, somebody in one of my comments said, scriptural tennis, and that's really what it is. And I have no desire at this point to do that. I have come to a decision, an informed decision in my mind, because of having done 10 years of research, looking at both sides, listening to Christians, their personal experiences, and so on. And that's great, You'll never hear me in any of my videos saying, dude, you guys are stupid for being Christians. I would never, ever do that. But for those that are Christians, I would just ask that you guys don't, most people that are atheists that I'm aware of, we come to our decision because we feel like we are informed. We've done our due diligence. We've looked at the scriptures. We've looked at arguments that other Christians have made. Some of us are just, and this might be offensive to some, but I feel like I'm just a more rational, logical, empirical type of person, But I don't hate people because I'm an agnostic atheist. I'm an agnostic atheist, so I can never say that there is no God or gods out there 100%, and no one could. My whole thing is that the Bible of the Torah, the God of the Torah, the God of the Bible, the God of, and I forget all the other holy books, I do not subscribe to those gods. I do not see the same loving God that a Christian do, because I look at the Hebrew scriptures and I look at how he used to treat his children on earth, and I just cannot subscribe to it. But anyway, I know it's Sunday and I shouldn't be preaching. So that's where I'm coming from, and I get a lot of comments telling me that, they're sorry for me because I'm, hell is waiting, or come to God, and that Jesus is God and Jehovah was a false God. And I've heard it all, you guys. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. There's really nothing under the sun coming from the Bible that anyone can tell me. I mean, I know that a Christian, that's their personal experience, as much as being a Muslim is their personal experience, and everything else in between. I'm happy. I have friends that are Christians. I have nothing against Christians, but for some reason, Christians tend to feel a certain way toward me because they know I'm an atheist. Somebody made a comment the other day. They said, oh, that was such an awesome talk, on witnessing that you were doing, right up until the point that you said you're an atheist. And I'm like, I only said it because I do not want to have a biblical discussion with these people. So I sort of tell them, that way they won't continue with throwing, scriptures at me, when my whole goal is to point them toward what's happening in the organization, the things that are being kept from them. That's my aim, that's my goal, that's my mission. But anyway, I'll open it up back to you guys as far as questions go. Thanks for listening. I don't know why I'm still sitting here. It's kind of getting warm. Do you guys have any other questions for me? Where's the next one? Or when is the next one? I'm not sure. Probably sometime next week. You are a smart man, you get it. I've learned that belief in God and being religious are two different things. It's not anyone's right to judge. I feel for you, Adrian. That's so hard on you. Must be terrible for your mom. I'm praying for you. Thank you. Great. Stay strong. So if there's no other questions, I guess I can end this feed. Let's see. You did good, man. Adrian, remember to say, when enjoy walk of shame. Oh yeah. Enjoy the walk of shame. Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, Bob. Proud of you. You know what? I'm proud of all of you guys too. You know that are ex Jehovah's Witness, and because I know the shit that you guys have to put up with and deal with, and it really doesn't matter what part of the world you are. We all have to put up with the same crap. You're a good man. It resonates. Thanks, bodybuilding passion wick. Amazing love. Thank you. You know, I didn't quite finish my story. Should I finish it off here so I don't have to make another video? Do you guys have time? I know it's Sunday. Well, at least here in Cali. But this time it'll be much quicker if I can just pick up. Okay, everybody wants me to continue. Okay, so I got this fellowship, right? I got this fellowship. I had time to do research, um, all that good stuff. But what I am missing out is that I was molested as a child growing up by a family member who is now an elder. Um, you know, I don't really want to put the whole details out there, but that was part of my history. Um, so after getting reinstated, I I did it just for my family so I can continue to have a close relationship with my family, which went well for a while, as long as you play their game. You know, like for example, my family would invite me and my wife and kids over and say, you know, basically warn me not to say anything negative about the organization, um, you know, not to talk about anything really, not even the Bible. So that was fine, actually. That worked well for a while. Is he still an elder? Yes. Um, so that worked out fine for a while. But after a while, you know, because I continued on studying and learning about all the stuff, all the history on the organization and all the dirt, really, I couldn't help myself but start sharing certain things with them. And so whenever they would invite us over for dinner or what have you, I would mention, you know, little things here and there. Um, and they didn't like it, of course, right? They would start telling me, hey, you know what, you guys are welcome to come over, but just don't tell us anything about the organization. We don't want to hear it. So what I did was, and you know what, I had to respect their wishes because they were inviting us over to their house. I had to eventually respect it. But at that point, I was my mindset was such to where I just couldn't contain it. So I decided to not go to their whenever they invite me, I would just not show up. You know, I would come up with an excuse saying that, oh, I'm not feeling well, or we're out of town, what have you. To the point where they sort of realize that, oh, okay, something is wrong here. So then they would start calling, right? They would start calling more often, and as they do, I would start sharing more and more of what I was learning about the organization. So one by one, I would get text messages from my siblings saying, you know what, if you continue like this, we will literally have to cut you off. We will block your number, yada, yada, yada. At this point, I just could not stop anymore. I was literally a runaway train, and I was like on this mission. I just had to let my family know, the family that I love. I needed to wake them up. So I continued, you know, texting them. I continued emailing them. And the first one that told me that they are blocking me for good was my youngest sister. Oops, I almost said her name. My youngest sister, whom I love very, very much. She is 7. How old? Let me see. She's about 10 or 11 years younger than I am. She sent me a text one day saying that she's sorry, but she will have to block me because I am an apostate, and that she cannot listen to these lies that I'm spewing on the organization. The next one to block me was my second oldest sister. She said that the things that I was saying was just stupidness about the organization. They're all lies. The third one to block me was my missionary brother, the one in Thailand with his wife. He's my oldest brother. He's 6 years older than I am. He blocked me with no reason or rhyme, but I assume he heard from my other family members, what was going on. And then the last one to block me was my mother. My mother blocked me by calling me, and I recorded the call because I kind of knew that it wouldn't be a good call. So I recorded the call of the very last time we spoke, which was about 2 years ago, and I have it on YouTube on my channel, but it's unlisted. So I haven't posted it. The reason why I haven't posted it really is because my mom have a very heavy accent, and so you guys wouldn't be able to understand her. I would have to like basically type everything out, and as far as what she's saying, and I guess never got around to doing it. But yeah, my mom and my dad, the elder, he is a man of few words. I never really had an emotional connection with my dad. Um, he would just say one or two words here and there. That's about it. You know, he would just say things to me such as, um, this is God's organization. If you don't come, you're gonna lose out in life. That's it. you know, my mom obviously is the more emotional one, and she's the one that I'm more emotionally out of everybody. Actually, my mom is the one that I'm the most emotionally attached to. So it hurts whenever I think of her and the fact that she feels that I will be destroyed at Armageddon, and that certain sadness that over the years I've seen her have. Yeah, that hurts. Um, on top of all that indoctrination, you guys, the fact that my parents never graduated from high school is also another uphill battle that I have to fight because they are not educated. Um, so they were basically raised with information from Watchtower. If you guys remember back in the day, I don't know about now, but back in the day, most of their Awake magazines would have educational quote unquote type things such as science, history, different things like that, and they would read this material, and they feel like that was good enough education for them, that was good enough. So for them to ever leave the Watchtower, guys, would take an act of God, if I can say that. Unfortunately, my parents are so indoctrinated that they will die, I'm pretty sure, as Jehovah's Witnesses. I no longer reach out to them. I no longer I no longer try to contact them, nor do they try to contact me. It's just, they will never change at all. Um, but for me, going back to breaking the chains, my kids will never ever step foot in a Kingdom Hall, ever. So, I'm the last of the third generational Jehovah's Witness. There will not be a fourth generation Jehovah's Witness or a fifth generation Jehovah's Witness or a sixth. The buck stops with me. You know, I will take the sacrifice. I will be the one to lose my family over this stupid religion or cult. I mean, I'm the one taking the hit. Guys, I've faded from this organization. It's been what, over a decade? And I still have a lot of hiccups. I'm still socially awkward. Uh, I find a lot of conversations when I'm with people, mostly my in-laws, almost, I guess, not very interesting, because I've just been so consumed with the big questions in life. Why did we, who are we? The whole thing about, how did we get here and all that good stuff. Those are the questions that I ponder, you know. Those are the types of things that interests me. Science, I'm really, really interested in science. Um, and I just feel that if this world, you know, was to shed religion as a whole, oh my goodness, things would be a hell of a lot better. But that's just my personal opinion. Um, so today, I can say, I don't I don't have any friends. I still don't have quote unquote worldly friends. I hate that term. Um, I'm still a loner. I have my own business. I work from home most of the time. I rather not be, at a workplace. I mean, I tried working in an office, but I have a real problem, and I don't know if any other ex Jehovah's Witness out there can relate to this, but I have a real problem with authority figures. Let me take a pause here to see if anybody else have issues with that. Do any of you guys have issues with authority figures? Maybe if you were born in, like I was. Totally agree. Witness no more. Okay. Um, Marbo. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I have a big problem with, and it can be bad because like even with the cops, if you guys saw my live stream yesterday, like I have no fear of cops. I have no fear of if the president of the United States was in front of me, I would literally have no fear of anyone really. You know, I am literally numb. I am totally numb of having fear of anyone. Um, and it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. But remember, you guys, I was born into this, respecting elders, respecting everyone, my elders, subjecting myself to them. They always telling me what to do, how to do it, who to be. I was ruled by these people. And when my world was shattered into a billion pieces, and I was awakened to the real world, I just could not accept any authority. And so when I had an office job, um, and my manager would tell me to do this or do that, I would do it begrudgingly, to be honest. I would literally do it begrudgingly. So I guess that's part of PTSD. I don't know. What do you guys think? I have been to therapy and they did say that I have PTSD. So, and my wife says I have ADHD as well. So go figure. Um, and I'll give it all credit to the Watchtower. I'm a child of the Watchtower, you know. They take the blame for it because they rule with an iron fist, you know. I mean, as a child, we really look up to them. We see them as not being able to do no wrong. I mean, you know. I mean, and some people can say, "Oh, Adrian, that was your fault." But how could it be, man? I mean, I was born into it. I was literally born into this. I had no friends who would tell me otherwise. Everybody supported my viewpoint. My whole social structure supported my viewpoint. You know, when I thought that when I woke up, when I was finally fully awake and I realized for the first time in my life that oh my god, me Adrian will grow old and me Adrian will eventually die. I was like I couldn't believe it. And to a normal person, aka my wife, she looks at me like, "Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now?" I'm like, "Hun, if you understand, I was supposed to like never grow old and die. I was supposed to walk right into paradise earth. This was promised to me, not only by by the Watchtower, right, but by my own mother, the one that I love the most, by my own father, the one that took care of me since I was a baby." And all of my siblings, my cousins, my uncles, my aunts, they all believed and said the same thing. That was my world. That was my bubble. So when it finally burst and I realized, oh shit, I am gonna die, it was a hard pill to swallow. It really, really was. And to a normal person, they look at you like, wow, are you an alien or something? Are you from another planet? Where have you been? Um, yeah, I took it really hard. And I'm sure a lot of you guys out there took it hard too. Perhaps not so much the ones that, came into the Jehovah's Witness organization as an adult. In fact, I know a guy who became a Jehovah's Witness when he was 19 or 20, and then he left, I think, around 25, 26. And I met up with him not so long ago, and he's doing just great, you know, no PTSD or anything. But I think for those of us who were born-ins, have a much more difficult time once we do leave, you know. And I left after what, 35 years, and mentally 5 years later, so really 40 years, you guys. It's really insane. But anyway, let me look at what you guys are saying. Let me read some of your comments. I'll give this about 4 more minutes. I think 4 more minutes will make it an hour. I never liked the doctrine of living forever. I thought the concept was just dumb, Coco. Here's an idea against Watchtower, you guys. Ooh, I missed that. I have a fear. It's fading too fast. I can't read fast enough. Have you ever had depersonally? What is that? Depersonation? I'm sorry, King. I don't know what that is. Thank you for answering my question. 46 years of my life wasted. Yeah, wasted. I can totally relate to what you're saying, Adrian. Thank you. Why? Any specific questions for me? Because I'm probably all over the place with this. I know I am. I also have issues when I see organization or groups of people that are trying to hide, ignore bad. Marbo, I had a huge problem with regards. Damn, that means... You know what? My the comments, if they're long, it's disappearing too fast on me. You know, it'll pop up and then it'll disappear. So if you guys can keep it to a couple lines, I can perhaps read them. Or one line even better. Christy was raised in it too. I too am a loner. So you were a born-in, why? Forgive your parents, it's not their fault. Yeah, I know it's not their fault. We're not alone but feel isolated. Do you mean depersonalization? I still don't know what that word means. Do you still have any fear of the end? No, I do not have trouble with authority. Yeah. So do I, why? Big time. Everyone has their own personal Armageddon. Born and raised. Maja, Meha. I joined at 21. Left this year. Congrats. Welcome to your freedom. How long did you wait till your wife when you... Oh, can you repeat that question? Something about my wife. It faded away before I could finish that. Love you, Adrian. You're not alone in this fight. We're all in this together. Thank you. I know we are. We have... Somebody mentioned something about my wife. Left after 22 years. Depersonalization disorder is marked by periods of feeling disconnected or detached from one's body. No, I do not feel that. God, my mom... Oh, got my mom out of the cult. Man, that would be awesome if I could do that. Depersonal is where you think everybody is fake. No, I don't think that way. We all need to die. For whatever reason, there is a God, though. I had it. Did you have financial challenges when at Bethel? Yes. You know, and that's one of the things, too, that I think most born-ins have a problem with. Like, I'm in construction. I'm a contractor, an architect. And I can make crazy money. Like literally my bank account could be 0 one day, and the next day I could have 15,000 in there. But because money was never, you know, I'm terrible, to be honest, with money. I mean, I can make it and I can blow it out like really fast. Like a weekend for me, I can easily spend $1,000 or whatever. It's just on going here and there and eating out. I mean, I have not learned, I guess, the real value of money like a normal person should. Because, you know, as a Jehovah's Witness, they teach you just to be penny pinchers, to like live a simple life, and having too much is not good, blah, blah, blah. And now, you know, like money, I get big money, you know, with my work. Sometimes I just totally deplete it. Like I'm not financially responsible, and that's something that I'm working on. So let's see, most witnesses are terrible at money. Yes, I agree. Any other questions? It's getting warm in here, you guys, and it's been an hour. What was your experience at Bethel like? My experience at Bethel, well, so I did volunteer work for several years. I did drafting work, architectural drafting work, as well as construction work. For some reason, they never needed me in the drafting department. It was always physical labor in the construction department. Back then, I was this bone skinny guy. You know, a lot of times they would have me doing demolition work, drywall work. For the most part, I had a great time because remember, I was still at this point fully indoctrinated. Indoctrinated. That was my world. That was what I enjoyed. So I made really good friends. You know, most of the guys were my age. Um, you know, I always wondered though why the hell they would always have construction workers go wash their hands, change their clothes just to eat, and then have to change their clothes again, go back and work, and then repeat it all over again. That was to me that was like I couldn't make sense out of it. You know, I mean, I know we were at Bethel, God's house or whatever, but I mean, for heaven's sake, we were construction workers. I thought it was sort of ridiculous. Um, and I did that, you know, my uncle, who is an electrician, he does commercial electrical work. He did the same thing for many years, and he was the one that really encouraged me to do that. So, you know, to answer your question, I enjoyed it at the time. Let's see, did you ever meet any of the big boy governing body? I did. I met Henschel. I don't know if you guys remember Henschel. So, yeah, I took a picture with Henschel, but he was the only one that I met. Any other questions? Adrian, once you get everything out of your system, you're going to feel a whole lot better. Sometimes we hold things inside and stops. And it stops. Oh, thank you. He's dead, right? Yeah, I believe he is. He's in heaven, actually, you guys. All right, so is this good enough, you guys? I've given you an hour of my time. I tried to do some unwitnessing with the J-Dums, but they recognized me. And so they just packed up right away and they left. So, oh well. So you guys are welcome. Enjoy the rest of the day. I gotta head back and start the day with my family. Who is Elliot Hulse? Never heard of him. Hugs and kisses, you're welcome. Are the members of the GB really great? Can they heal? Nope. Get a wig next time. Yeah, I should do that. I should wear a wig. See, and that's the other thing too, you know, like, you know, I mean, all the J-Dums around here where I live, they kind of already know me. So it's really hard, even if I try to keep my camera secret, it's really hard to talk to them. You've been great, bud. Hope it's as therapeutic. Yes, it was therapeutic. I shed a little tear there. And you know, it's funny because have you guys seen like, I think 2 or 3 videos back that I did? When I was, where was I? At the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. One of the elders, had his face in my camera and he said that my mother must not love me. That's why he doesn't talk to me or something like that. You know, oops, I almost dropped my phone. In hindsight, I was thinking about that comment he made because it really, really brought me back to a time over 10 years ago when I was in the Judicial Committee meeting. One of the questions that I was asked was whether or not when I was doing the deed that I was doing with my girlfriend, whether or not I was thinking of my mother. Can you guys believe that? One of the elders actually asked me if I was thinking of my mother when I was with my girlfriend. So when that elder turned and put his face in my camera and said that, it was a flashback to me, and I really had to control myself not to get angry. But it made me wonder whether or not this is a line that these elders use, particularly against men when they're in judicial committee. And the reason I'm thinking this way is because it's a highly, highly sensitive, emotional, provocative thing to say, you know, to someone. And so most men, including me at the time, you know, we're not as in touch with our emotions as a female. So to get that emotional reaction out of us, I wonder if this is something that elders tend to do with men, especially when they feel like maybe they're not remorseful or whatever. But I don't know. I just thought I would throw it out there, and it just brought back a lot of memories when that one elder, told me that. But any hoots, if there's no other questions, yeah, perverted question, disgusting. I agree. Rush that Woodland Hills Kingdom Hall on camera one day. They use scare tactics. Yes, they do, just like the police. That's right, Julie. Well, thanks, you guys. I've had, 60-something people at one point watching. I hope this was good for you guys. What's for tea? Let's see. I'm not sure. We'll figure something out. FYI, there are wars within elders. There are good elders and bad elders. Okay, you guys, as much as I hate to hang up, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not sure if anything was of interest or value, but we'll see in the days to come. You're welcome, Y. Thanks for being a faithful listener, subscriber. Thanks to all of my subscribers. I know I don't really thank you guys ever, but I guess I'll take this opportunity for watching my videos. And again, I encourage everybody to, if they can, do the same. Do it in your own way. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it or anybody else, but just basically let people be aware of who these Jehovah's Witnesses are really about. And it goes a long way, because eventually, just like Scientology, the minute a person hear the word Jehovah's Witness, they will relate that back to a pedophile's heaven, the two witness rule, people who protect child molesters, and all that good stuff. To the point where in the future, they won't be able to bring one soul into the organization, So that's my long-term goal. That's my hope. And I hope that as many of you guys as possible, that can talk to people out there. And I know a lot of you guys are already, and that's great. But the more of us that can do this, wow, that would be awesome. So thanks again, you guys. I will hang up now. I must go. I'm getting texts from my girl and my wife. Thanks again. Warrior. Uh-oh. All right, you guys. Take care. Bye.